Hello, everybody, and welcome to 3 Years AMA. Anita Mlakar is my name, and I'm the host of this AMA. And I'm really happy that I can welcome you here. I'm happy to have you here. And I would really like to thank you if you are already a part or a member of our communities, because we have communities on Discord, on Telegram, and on Twitter. And there is a lot going on there. So 3Air is really doing a great job. There are our members of our team talking to you, answering your questions every now and then. Sandy Beatons, the CEO of 3Air, is also there. So please do join us. And you can also be a part, of course, of this AMA every Wednesday. Just subscribe to YouTube channel. You will get notification when we are going live. It is usually on Wednesday, 5 p.m., but sometimes also at other times, other days. So stay tuned. We always do a short introduction, of course, of what we are doing, and we will do this today also. But let me just remind you that we have a very special AMA coming up. We have a special guest, and members of our team will also be with us because they're giving us a weekly update. Ruba, Rok, and Sandy, of course, are going to be here. And of course, don't miss the opportunity to ask questions because they will be answering them, and also write some questions down in the comment section for our guest, who is coming up in a couple of minutes. So let me just do a short introduction of our projects. What we are trying to do is connect the unconnected and bank the unbanked. And we are really connecting people of Africa to internet. We have two technologies, K3 last mile solution and 3Air internet. And what you get is a digital identity from us. We also create your digital bank account. We are giving you a wallet. The next step is providing financial services. We have outside partners that will provide additional digital revenue streams. And in all this time, we're also educating people because the knowledge is the real empowerment. And once
Anita, sorry to interrupt you, but there is something wrong with your audio.
Really? Do you
Yeah.
Are you not hearing me at all?
Okay, now it's getting better again.
Okay. Where was I? Where did you not hear me anymore?
The majority of the introduction was actually really, really bad. And now you have kind of a lag, at least here where I see.
Okay.
Okay, now it's good. You're good again.
I'm good again.
I'll leave you alone again.
Okay,
I was never here. Bye-bye.
But I would like also to read it, to hear it. Anita sounds like a computer. Do I still sound like a computer? I hope I'm better now. I don't want to be a computer, really. I would really like to be just Anita. So if there are any problems with the voice, let's just go from the beginning, but not really from the beginning, but let's do again the introduction of our project. Okay, what 3Air is doing. So we are connecting the unconnected, we are banking the unbanked, also connecting people of Africa to internet with two technologies, like I already said, but maybe you didn't hear me. So K3 last mile solution and our 3Air internet. You do get digital identity from us. We will create your digital bank account. We are giving you a wallet, and then we are providing financial services. And we also have outside partners that will provide additional digital revenue streams. And we are in all this time also educating people, and education is actually the real empowerment. And once we put people through all those steps, they're connected, they're banked and empowered. And 3Air is here for the long term to provide real services to the people. We will be here for the years to come, and everyone joins us in this journey will be proud of being a part of this change that we are making. So thank you for being with us. I hope you do hear me now, because I would also like to invite the members of our team to join us. Sandy Beatons, CEO of 3Air, is with us. Ruba Aramuni, head of marketing, and Rok Krpan is also with us. Rok Mihailovic Krpan, the head of development. I hope they will hear you better, because I really don't know what is going on with my voice. And I do have voice. I mean, there's just something wrong with the computer and audio. Hello, everybody.
Looks like somebody exchanged our Anita for a robot in the past week.
Oh my God.
She Sandy,
Now you're better again. So
as soon as Sandy joined in, she became better. So
yeah,
you're a good influence.
Maybe that is connected somehow, you know. How are you all?
tired.
Yeah.
Super excited.
We are super excited. That's for sure. That's for sure. But we are all in overdrive right now.
Yes, I can imagine. I can imagine. You do not look tired, although you look great. Ruba, you especially, since you are a beautiful woman, and of course our men look great too, right?
Oh, yeah.
We will do an update. We will do an update about what is going on and how the preparations are going. We will hear about what is going on in marketing and development. And of course, Sandy will give us an update about everything, also about the market nowadays, what is going going on there. And of course, you're welcome to ask questions in the meantime, because later on we will be answering them. But right now, I would really, really like to invite our guest. I would like to welcome him. So please, let's say hello, everybody, to Ralf Glabischnig, founder of Crypto Oasis, INACTA, and TokenGate. Hello and welcome, Ralf.
Thank you, Anita. My pleasure to be here on that call. And I hope my voice is clear and well heard by everyone.
You're good.
It is, and that is crucial because you are the main guest and we need to hear you. I'm not so important, but when I'm alone, you know, at the picture, then it's good that they hear me. So Ralf, thank you for being with us. Just let me say a couple of words about you. Entrepreneur and investor, actively building a worldwide blockchain ecosystem with a focus on Switzerland, the famous Crypto Valley, and the Middle East, the Crypto Oasis. And together with business partners, the founder and main shareholder of 15 companies, and invested in more than 40 startups through several venture capital structures, and so on and so on. I would really like, Ralf, for you to tell us more about you and your work.
Thank you, Anita. I think the quality was quite okay. So I'm repeating a bit from the stuff you said right now. I'm an Austrian originally. I came to Switzerland, to Zug, in 2005. So that was a little bit before the Crypto Valley. In 2009, I found the first company in Switzerland, INACTA, which you see behind me as well. It's a digital transformation company where we try to transform big businesses from paper to digital. And in 2013, as probably many of you know, the Ethereum Foundation came to Switzerland and started kind of the Crypto Valley together with Bitcoin Swiss, which have been early movers here. And I have been already here, and there happened something very interesting in front of our door. And we took the opportunity to support this Crypto Valley. So we had a co-working space at this time called Lakeside Business Center. We started the Lakeside Crypto Lab. Later on, we started the Crypto Valley Association, Crypto Valley Labs, and CVVC, a venture capital arm. So we helped to grow this community from, in the beginning, a few people to today more than 1,000 organizations in Switzerland and more than 6,000 people working in that space. We haven't been the first ones, but we saw the potential and have been pushing that. And in parallel, I'm personally a big fan of Dubai. I came there the first time 1998, and I remember when I was there, they started to build Media City and Internet City in this time. And I was wondering who is going to use that. Because no one was there to use it. And Dubai just built an infrastructure and said, we're going to find the people using it. And 2 years later, Media City and Internet City was filled. And now, when you look into Dubai, all 10 years, they double the people over there. It's a very international hub where you can meet other people to make business internationally, for example, in Africa, in Asia, in other areas. And that's also where I met Sandy the first time. And we sat down and talked about crypto and what infrastructure can do. So when we saw that potential in the UAE in the blockchain space and then the growth, we said let's set up something of like Crypto Valley also over there, and we started the Crypto Valley Labs first. Now we ventured out into, we call it Crypto Oasis, into a new story. You know, it's Silicon Valley to Crypto Valley to Crypto Oasis, and we're doing pretty much the same things in Dubai than we did before in Switzerland. We have a co-working space there. We founded a venture capital structure there. We are investing in early stage startups like Swicerland, but we are also investing in metaverse projects, in NFTs and all that stuff. And we are bringing out a report for the UAE, and we already collected more than 1,200 organizations in the blockchain space in the Middle East. So it grew very fast as well. And people often ask me, Ralf, are you going there to make business with Emiratis? And no, that's totally not my target. I'm going there to make business with other expats, because that's the nice thing in Dubai. 80% of the people are expats. And so everyone is open to collaborate and to network and see what we can do. So my life is split between Switzerland and the UAE, and that's a very interesting thing, because Switzerland is like the stable fundament with a good market size, and the UAE is the number one growth market in the world, I would personally say.
There must be something special about Dubai, because everyone who's going there, especially on business ways, they are thrilled. And you also said that Dubai is special. There are even some comparisons with Switzerland, where you live. I read something about it.
Yeah, the comparison is quite simple. Both Switzerland and Dubai are offering you security, and that's a very important thing in today's world. I got three great kids, 9, 8, and 6 years old now. And when I travel somewhere, I want that my family is safe. I want that they can travel, walk around, and this is not all over the world. So, I mean, Latin America, or take Joburg in South Africa, and so on. And this is the similarity between Switzerland and Dubai, but in a different way. Switzerland is like grassroots secure, and Dubai is top-down secure. But the result for us as people living there is the same. We feel safe, and we can use the infrastructure.
Okay, so you do feel secure in both places, which is nice. And I also appreciate that here in Slovenia. It's really important. Ralf, you already said something about it, and we will also talking about it on our Twitter space. But what more particular does Crypto Oasis do?
Yeah, Crypto Oasis is different things. First of all, we built this ecosystem, and the ecosystem is bringing all the players together, from the startups to the investors to the corporates to the research, and trying to engage them with each other, that new things are happening. Yeah, and on top of this ecosystem, we by ourselves, we offer 3 service lines. One is consulting and IT services, how to use this technology, also for big corporates. One is venture capital, so we invest early stage in startups, and in the last 10 months, we did around 30 investments in the UAE, especially in the blockchain space. And the last one is building own ventures, where we are the founders of the companies. You mentioned TokenGate before. TokenGate is a platform where you can tokenize your assets, and we have been early in tokenizing real estate, real world assets, a cattle farm in Bolivia, but also NFTs of all kinds. So on top of this ecosystem, we have different business lines to support the ecosystem at the end of the day.
Okay, thank you. On your LinkedIn, you said we want to connect the Middle East ecosystem with Switzerland. Maybe why connection between these two countries, places?
I believe both of the two countries are having at the moment, ahead worldwide in blockchain and crypto startup adoption. I mean, Switzerland is probably the headquarter for foundations of layer 1 protocols at the moment. This started with the Ethereum Foundation, later on Cardano, Tezos, Polkadot, Web3, NIA, all the foundations are set up in Switzerland. And this is already more than 14 unicorns in the blockchain space on the layer 1 side. And I think Switzerland is a very interesting place because we have kind of decentralization in the DNA of Switzerland. And these blockchain protocols, they are based on decentralization. Yeah? But on top of that, you need to have applications using the blockchains. Yeah? A blockchain without someone using it doesn't help you. I love to compare Dubai with a blockchain. You know, the government of Dubai, they built a great infrastructure there. But if no one from foreigners would come and use that infrastructure, it would be useless at the end of the day. So, and the blockchain is the same. When you build a good infrastructure, someone needs to build cool products on it. And if we only build financial products, I think we didn't reach what we wanted to reach with the blockchain space. There are real infrastructure, self-sovereign identity, and other projects which are exciting for me. And that's what I love on Swicerland, and then trying to get connectivity in all areas at the end of the day, because this technology gives a lot of opportunities. So for me, Switzerland, stable, early regulation, good regulation, also some interesting financial institutions here, banks like SEBA and Signum, or old players like Bitcoin Swiss, or normal banks venturing in that, Julius Baer and Merki Baumann, Inco, you name it. And on the other side, Dubai or the UAE, the possibility to scale to 4 billion people, because 5 hours around Dubai, you have 4 billion people living. And there's a real market potential. I mean, in Switzerland, the use case of cryptocurrencies is not big. We all have bank accounts here. We all have 3 credit cards and MasterCards and Maestro cards, and we can transfer our money, we can transfer our value. So banking the unbanked is not an issue here. Here it's more unbanking the bank, probably, with the crypto world. But around the UAE, and be it Asia, Southeast Asia, Vietnam, or the other side, Africa, there's a huge potential. And the UAE itself has people from India and from all these countries, which again have good connections in the home countries to scale over there. And that's the reason why I'm really excited about these 2 locations. Yeah.
Yes, I can imagine. You were talking about potentials. I also been working with some startups here in Europe, and we were talking about this possibility. And I think what everybody's trying to do, also investors, because you are an investor, is to make it possible for a startup or scale up to grow into a unicorn, which is very possible. And of course, they need investments for that. They need capital. How do you recognize, let's say, because you have invested in so many companies, how do you recognize a company that has potential to become a unicorn? What does it have to have?
You know, for me, the most important thing is always the team. Because a startup will most likely change the strategy several times, will pivot in another target, and changing the product and changing everything, what's going to happen. But if the right team is together, if a diverse team is together, if a dedicated team is together, then you can make everything at the end of the day. You can reach everything. And probably being a unicorn shouldn't be the only target, because this is only about valuation. It's also the question, which value do you bring to your consumers? Are you really creating revenues? I mean, we know at the moment a lot of unicorns worldwide never made any money, and are losing value at the moment. So, there are different strategies for founders and teams to build something. And I'm excited when I see a good team.
That's great. So the team is crucial. Thank you for letting us know. So let's talk a little bit about tokenization of assets. What is the benefit of tokenizing assets?
You know, there are different benefits, and one of the benefits is making investments which are not liquid today liquid. An example is real estate. When you invest in real estate, usually you do it on a long-term perspective. The idea of tokenized real estate is having a secondary market and being able to buy and sell fast. Or another example is that you are able to invest in an asset class where you usually are not able to invest. Let's take Switzerland. The Bahnhofstraße in Zurich is the most famous shopping street. So you will not be able to buy a house over there when you are not having 100 million plus to invest. But when you have a tokenized asset there, probably you can invest with $1,000 or $500 in an asset which is usually only for professional investors. On the other side, when you have an asset and you want to activate your asset and you need some liquidity, it gives you an opportunity beside the classic banking financing way to get capital for your project. So when you look into that, what Ethereum did in the early days, or what tokenization brought to the big protocols, is they said, look, you can buy our future performance, you can buy our future computing power, and this is the investment. And what they got is they got capital to build the infrastructure at the end of the day. So it's a new way of fundraise when you're a founder or when you're an asset holder. And on the other side, it's a new way to participate in investments where you are probably usually not able to because of the size of the investment.
Okay, but does it make sense in all industries or some more than others?
That's a very good question. You know, the so-called utility tokens and tokenizing of utilities is already broadly adopted today. We talk a lot about security tokens in the moment in all the areas like commodities, real estate, and so on. This is a long-term game and will take 10 years to get there. My personal opinion is that every valuable good on this planet will be tokenized. And we will not talk about it anymore. It just will be tokenized. And it's a little bit like in the beginning, we didn't know what we are going to do with the internet. We did a little bit of chats and probably having some websites for companies, but there was no idea about e-commerce, about online bookings, about social media and so on. And now we are there, and every one of us is using it day by day. And no one of us, or nearly no one of us, is really understanding how the technology in the back is working, how the HTTP protocol is working. And in the blockchain space, it's exactly the same. In the moment, everyone is talking about how does the technology work, what is proof of work, what is proof of stake, what is decentralization. But we are not talking a lot about the real use cases. And I believe when we are switching and we are really working with the use cases and not anymore talking about the technology behind, because the technology will be just there, then we got the adoption done.
It is interesting, this comparison with the beginning of internet and then the beginning of crypto. You had a little opportunity to feel and experience both of it. So you can also compare, and I also read somewhere that there is this similarity, like you said, in both beginnings.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I believe we're roughly 1996, 1997 in the internet area, and of course there will be crashes. And also in that time, I remember then we bought stocks of e-commerce companies. We even didn't really understand what the e-commerce companies do. We have been happy of a 3% gain day by day, and then the internet crash came, and that's normal. That's what's happening. And this is also the dangerous thing on that you are able to invest in single projects. If you are not having a portfolio strategy, then you are going a big risk at the end of the day. I mean, we as a venture capital structure, we try to invest in more than 100 projects at the end of the day. And usually you can say from the 100 projects, most likely 90 projects will fail. But 10 projects, out of the 10, hopefully 2 will be unicorns and 8 will be okayish. But now, if you have been investing only in 3, you must be very good in selecting the 3 ones. So that's the danger of private investments in only a few projects. And yet this failing of startups, this is a normal process, and everyone should know that if they are investing directly in startups.
Okay, that's good to know. So you are also a founding member of D2A2. You want to strengthen and promote the digital sector in the Middle East. And we are seeing more governments around the world introduce regulation. Now, do you think that digital assets regulation is positive for the crypto ecosystem? And if so, why?
Yes, of course. I mean, in general, regulation has always a very bad position. But regulation should protect investors and consumers. That's the first target of a regulator at the end of the day. And in Switzerland, we created quite early the so-called Swiss Blockchain Federation, and this Swiss Blockchain Federation supported the government to get the laws adjusted. In Liechtenstein, there's the Crypto Country Association. They created a new law for blockchain and all the regulation around it. And in the UAE, the same thing is happening right now. There's even an own regulator called VARA, which is a virtual asset regulator. And they're trying to regulate this new business. And I personally believe that at the end of the day, it's not a new business. You have to adapt existing regulations and try to get it in. There are some new elements, but at the end, it's the same. We shouldn't do money laundering. We should know KYC, who are our customers. There is a lot of scam in the area. We have to protect people. And regulation has a good part as long as it's not over-regulated at the end of the day. So again, the example of Switzerland, running a bank isn't that funny anymore. It was more fun 30 years ago. And you see that a lot of the banks are searching for more compliance officers than client managers at the end of the day. And that's probably when it's going slightly into over-regulation, into a direction it shouldn't go. But a bit of useful regulation, I'm supporting very much.
Okay. You have an upcoming event, INACTA event in Switzerland. So what will be going on in those circles? What can visitors expect?
Yeah, we call it INACTA Innovation Circle. In our INACTA Innovation Circle, we try to showcase interesting projects and showcase what's possible with the technology. Not only out of the blockchain space, we invite different things. One of the upcoming events will be, for example, about 3D printing and how to decentralize the production and logistics industry. Of course, you're talking about the INACTA Innovation Circle. When Sandis is presenting, he will be in our nice location here in Zug in roughly 2 weeks and showcase what 3R is doing. We will explain a little bit more about the Crypto Valley Association and Crypto Oasis, what we are doing. So the target is to give a platform to projects and explain what they are doing and where the innovation is. And this is located in our very beautiful Chat Club, by the way. So to all the listeners, when you are coming to Switzerland, to Zug, you should visit us. The Chat Club is the private club in the heart of Zug. A very nice place to meet entrepreneurs, investors, and other people. And we are really looking forward to host Sandy there.
Okay, great. Just when we're talking about Sandy and 3R, what do you think about the project? Just in short, 3R's project.
Yeah, as said already, I love when we get real world use cases. Yeah, when we bring the technology in an area where it makes sense. Yeah, to get connectivity. I mean, there's a problem also that more people lose bank accounts than getting bank accounts today. So micropayments and all that stuff. There's a lot of things to do in Africa and in other regions in this world. It's a big vision. It's a lot of work, but I would say if your vision is too small, probably not aiming high enough. And so I'm excited to be part of that project as an investor, to open up the network, to connect people, and hope that the 3Air, Sandy, and all the team is succeeding on that.
That's nice to hear. Ralf, you are divided, or your life is divided between Dubai and Switzerland, of course. Where are you right now?
In Switzerland right now. And I'm sitting in Zug.
Okay.
Flying tomorrow evening to Dubai. So back and forth.
Yes, I can imagine. But you said you have 3 children, you have family. What do you do in a spare time? Do you have any time left, for hobbies, for let's say, I know that work is also enjoyment and that is the right thing, but just to loosen up, to get the energy, what do you do?
To be honest, I'm really crazy. I don't have any hobbies beside of my companies and the work I do. I just spent 5 days with the family in Italy, and we enjoyed a little bit the beach and so on. But even there, I joined your Twitter spaces, and I had a lot of calls and meets and met business partners over there. So all my life from the morning at 7 o'clock until 2 o'clock in the night is about the business. And I enjoy that. Of course, sometimes I think I'm probably missing out in being friends, but a lot of my business partners are close friends. So I try to combine that.
Yes, I know another person, maybe Sandy will join us now, because he's also the one who says, business is my way of life and also my hobby, and I'm enjoying it. Right, Sandy?
Yeah, it's something similar. So, like our nice haircut, we are pretty similar in our thinking, I guess.
Yeah, and I have to say, I followed Sandy. The first time when Sandy saw, I didn't have the beard, and I still had a few hairs left. But I like I call it the Dubai style. I like the Dubai style. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, you're not getting hot in your head.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really looking forward to get familiar with the Dubai style. So I hope there will be opportunity. And I would really like to thank you, Ralf, for being with us today. We also took some of your time. I know that you have all the time also in your schedules, but I really appreciate you taking time for us and explaining all of that. It was really nice talking to you. So thank you very much.
Thank you for the interesting talk. I'm looking forward to hear a few updates now and listen to what's going on your side. And thanks for everyone to joining. And if you want to follow me, you will find me on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and see what's going on in my world. Thank you, and see you soon.
Thank you very much. You and Sandy will also meet live soon in Switzerland, right?
Not even a week. So I'll be there on Monday, I think. So.
And I know you will give us a report, so we're looking forward to that. Thank you very much, Ralf, for being with us.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Bye. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. So, Sandy, let's just invite Ruba and Rock also to join us. Do I have to do that? Okay, Rock. And
hello.
Okay, members of our team, I hope you're doing fine. I hope you do hear me now.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But I'm missing Ruba.
Yes.
Ruba.
And we have 2 Sandis.
And she's again taking over my name. I don't know if this means something, but I kind of have a feeling she wants to take over 3Air.
Yeah, I think she will replace you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Ruba will come in. I think she's just preparing something, and she will be with us in a very short period of time. But I would also like to invite you, now is the time to ask questions connected to 3Air, because we did have some unanswered the last time, but of course there are also questions in the community. A lot is going on Telegram. So Sandy, I see that you're active there all the time, and I'm sure that you have answered so many of them. Rok, you will give us an update, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can do it immediately.
Please do.
Okay, so as Sandy said, we're all busy as hell and already tired. So what we did in the last week. So the first thing was we agreed on some DID things, and our designer and actually the main designer and our UX designer are working together on completing the interface for the mobile applications for DIDs. We are deciding on some things, how to make it like as simple as possible for everyone, even the ones that have no idea what DID is or why should they use it. So we're getting there. The next thing that we did is like some users had problems with the logging in on our apps, so we fixed that part. We like moved some logic around the networks out of it, so if you at least have a wallet on your browser or anywhere, you can connect without like actually knowing what Binance Smart Chain is. So this was one thing, and we are developing the new marketplace. I mean, we have the marketplace, but we found that we need some upgrades on it. We want some new visual things on it, make it a little bit more user friendly, make it a little bit nicer. So we're developing all these style changes. What else did we do? We integrated new chain, which will be available, I think, tomorrow, right, Sandy?
Oh, well, I think that's a question for you. I wanted yesterday, always.
Yeah. So we're like tested the integration, tested the new chain, tested compatibility between like switching from one chain to the other in the app, switching the networks, adding the different networks.
But is now did you with the there was a slight bug where not everyone could connect to the app, right? Or they need to manually switch to Binance Smart Chain actually to connect. That was the only thing. Did you now when you did this bug fix, did you also integrate already cross-chain compatibility?
Not a part of it. I mean, what we did now, because at first we were like focused because our token is going to be launched or is already like kind of minted on the Binance Smart Chain and everybody will claim there. So we did by the default, like wanted to make things easier for users. So the flow was like you press sign in, you get wallet connected, it automatically should be switched to Binance Smart Chain and you're already where you need to be. But as we found out, like on many wallets, this is not exactly like this. Like some wallets don't even support changing network. Like, I don't know, one of the most used wallets, the Trust wallet, doesn't really allow you changing networks later from like wallet connection because I mean, there is no reason they decided they want to do it that way. So we had to move that logic out. Like now you could just connect your wallet and sign into the app, no matter on what network you are. You can be on Ethereum network, you can be on Binance. It doesn't matter. You don't need to like have the right network selected until you actually need the blockchain. So in the case that the app is currently, you first sign in with the wallet. It doesn't matter. It just needs to be a wallet. And then when you want to claim tokens, it will check if you're on Binance Smart Chain. If you're on this Binance Smart Chain, you can directly claim tokens. If you're not, it's going to offer you a button to like switch network, which is like much more intuitive and everything because it doesn't like kill you at the login screen and you can't even get into the app. And the same thing with the tokens, like the NFTs. Once you get to the NFT page, there will be like shown if it's on Binance Smart Chain, if it's on chain A, if it's on chain B. And if you can view all NFTs, and when you want to buy one of them, it checks on what network you are at the moment. So if you're on the right network, it will automatically allow you to buy it. And if you're not on the correct network, it will first like ask you, please switch network, and you press the button. And if you have a wallet that is compatible, it will automatically switch the network for you, add all the network parameters. When you add a new network in MetaMask, you need to like enter the name, enter the RPC, enter the chain IDs, enter like a few other things, which is it's quite complex for users that are not used to it. So if you're using a wallet that's compatible, MetaMask is definitely compatible. You just press the button and it will automatically fill everything out for you. So you just press add and that's it.
So it's more or less going towards. It's not that it wasn't functioning before. Now it's easier to use. That's
Yeah,
the main.
it's much. I mean, at the beginning, users had to know some things how to do it. Like we required more knowledge for users. Now we're like simplifying it as much as possible, so like everybody can use it, even if they're like not used to the crypto and all the special quirks that it has.
Yeah, cool. But then with so tomorrow, kind of, we are upgrading to our first cross-chain app. This also then opens up the possibilities to go on multiple EVM compatible chains. I know that the majority is pretty simple. Scale has some additional tweaks to it, right? Just because they're by itself a multi-chain ecosystem. And right now, we were focused really on scale chain integration. All the work was done there, but right now we cannot publish it because scale actually has a small bug. It's not a major bug in a sense how the blockchain works. It's just the problem that we cannot get live data from it, and we just our network cannot our platform cannot operate there right now. So I think that one will be at least a month late, but yeah, not because it's our fault, right?
Yeah, I mean I actually find it quite nice. We actually found the problem in the chain, so we're fixing the chain together. So it's not our bug. Like we found it, we were spending like I don't know 2 or 3 days on it, like dissecting it completely and like giving the report of what is not exactly by the standard to the scale team. So they acknowledge it and now they're working on the fix so we can like continue our integration with them.
Yeah. So this is going to be a bit late from our side, but else we are actually ready technically also to integrate with scale. But because it's not scale, well, we just pulled up another chain. It's going to come live tomorrow. And how we are actually thinking about cross chain is not having an asset on different chains, and then everyone actually needs to be on your primary chain to be able to use it, and just the asset is kind of breached. But we are deploying our blockchain on each of those we're deploying our platform on each of those blockchains, so you literally can use it from whatever chain we are integrated with.
Yeah, so like we developed the whole system of what we call its chain connectors. So we took all the logic that our platform has, and we took like, okay, this is part of the logic that's connected to the actual chain, and we split it out. So now we have core platform, and then like if we want to be integrated on 10 chains, we can just like put 10 chain connectors, every with its own chain and chain ID and the name, and like you can use all of them at the same time. So we have
And
like
that's
one.
really awesome.
Yeah, we have like we have one fancy chart with a lot of blocks. So
that's really awesome. That's really good. So that's congratulations. I don't know how you did it, but you did it. So it's cool. It's really cool.
Yeah, it should like be much more friendly to users, so they don't have to like switch chain 10 times and keep track of where their assets are.
Yeah. So what else did we do? I know we did, also other stuff. I know I interrupted you during your kind of reporting.
Let me check. Like I
We did a
don't
new
really.
website, so that's for sure what I know.
Oh yeah, I didn't want to break it. I thought somebody else wants to announce it.
That's my announcement.
Yeah, I didn't want to
Now
steal
it's
it from
mine.
Ruba.
Let's do it again. Well, this was such an interesting conversation that the two of you had. It's amazing what the knowledge you have, and I'm just okay. what are they talking about? I know I do understand some things, of course, but not everything. So it must be really awesome. So thank you.
Maybe
Okay.
so I do think we also have an update on the staking pools, right?
Yeah, well, like I mean, it's not yet finished. We still continue the development of the staking contract. Like we decided some parameters. We were in talk with Sandy to like specify some things how we want it to work. Like you will actually have an option to stake. We already sent out specifications how the staking will work, right?
Yeah, but then there were some things that weren't like 100% clear. We were talking about, is it unstaking all at the same time?
Yeah,
How
okay,
will
this
the
yeah, okay.
LP tokens
Yeah.
staking work and those things?
Yeah, so you have like we'll have it, you can like actually we have one smart contract, and on it you will have an option to stake like standard 3-year tokens, which you can like claim from the vesting and stake them directly. I mean, you can claim them to your wallet and stake them, or you can directly stake them through the vesting to like optimize your fees. And you will also have a chance to stake LP tokens. So as we will list the 3-year token to multiple dexes like PancakeSwap and make a pairs with, I don't know, BUSD or BNB and things like other things, you will get LP tokens, right? I mean, it's open for the public. So every one of the community members, if they want, they can actually like take their BUSD, take their 3-year tokens, and like provide liquidity. And for it, everybody gets like percentage of all the trades. So what we also allow in our staking contract is you can actually stake the LP tokens. So in this way, you're earning yield from the DEX pool, and you're also earning like 3-year tokens from the staking. So it's like win-win, like double
Yeah.
time.
Okay.
So and
Yeah.
and we decided like you will have an option as the staking is weekly rebased, so you get like payout every week. And then we decided like you can also take out part of your stake. I mean, there is still a delay. You can't like decide whatever you want and instantly unstake everything. I think it's a 1 rebase 1 week limit, but you can like take out part of it. Like if you have 100 3-year token stake, you can take out 20 3-year tokens, you can take out 80, you can take out everything. So you don't really have to unstake everything just to get it.
Yeah, so we're making it a bit more flexible. And absolutely. So we do want to reward our liquidity providers. So if you want to be a liquidity provider for 3-year, you can literally take your tokens, put them in the liquidity pool, and then in addition, so you're already earning the transaction fees from that liquidity pool from a DEX, and then in addition to that, you're actually getting staking rewards for 3-year.
Yeah, so it's like double win situation for everyone.
Okay. Would you like to add something else, Rock, or should we go over to Ruba?
I think this is the main part. It will be
Maybe
nicer when
you could tell us a bit more what's going on with the mesh network.
yeah, for the like we have really good ideas for the mesh networking. Like I can't tell everything yet as we still need to like complete some proof of concepts. Um like we are having our lab, we are integrating all the things that's needed. Like the mesh networking is the kind of most complicated thing right next to the DIDs, because you're working with the actual networking equipment, which is usually an equipment that's not easy to integrate because they are like closed systems, not allowing integration, like having just a little bit of it available for the public. So like we built our lab, we bought some equipment that we can actually test. And what we actually want to do with the mesh networking, like everybody is used to like connecting to some Wi-Fi and entering their usernames or being presented with a captive portal and everything. And like we're trying to override that as much as possible so the users don't have to choose their usernames and passwords. So we want to like make it simple, like you press a button or two or do something in your wallet and be connected. Like I can't completely reveal everything. As I said, we still need to like finish and make sure it works as we want it. But if everything goes as by plan, you will just like connect to the Wi-Fi, open the app, press one button, and you will be instantly on the internet. So
just to clarify a bit, so we were talking about that you actually need to have a username and a password to actually be able to use Wi-Fi. So and I was like, no, we cannot do that, and they were like, yeah, we need it. And now I see that things are moving along, and maybe we'll make it with this.
yeah, we're trying to go into this direction. I mean, still everyone wants to kill me 90% of the time because I said we need to do this. And Sandis doesn't even want to come into our office because everybody's going to kill him, but we'll try to make it work.
That's so cool. What about the connectivity NFTs?
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that we wanted to do is like launch this multi-chain part because, like, as I said, with the chain connectors are the most complex part of building this infrastructure, which we kind of proved that it's possible now. So our next stage is to actually launch the connectivity NFTs. We were in talks like internally of how they should work. We were in talks with our partners, with the K-Trick, how they think it from the telecom perspective. Like, you know, it's not like we're building a multi ISP platform. We're not just focusing on one ISP. So we like need to build it in a way that it will be suitable for every ISP. And as everyone knows, like ISPs are rigid. They are not like flexible like startups that can just change their rules and everything from one day to another. So we actually like decided.
And there's again the communication with the text that you talked before, and it's really close.
This is the harder part. Yeah, I mean the connectivity. First is this what I was talking about, the like how to actually work, and the second part is of course, yeah, you need to somehow like have a website or the app where you buy and insert an NFT, and on the other way you should get a router that's maybe behind you to actually have internet, which is like a complex problem in itself. So we're like building and already built part of it, the actually platform that you plug in an NFT. The like this event should be emitted. Our platform will automatically detect it and then automatically communicate with the equipment and the like platform of the telecom, forward to the authentication servers for the provisioning servers, and they then at the end enable the internet. Like it's complex, it's hard to explain in the 10 minutes. Like when it's finished we can like talk into depth of it for an hour or two, but at the end it should all happen like in few seconds at most. It all depends on how fast the blockchain will confirm it.
So maybe something that will be maybe a bit more understandable for the end users is you really came up with a cool idea. And that's actually staking NFTs within NFTs. So tell us maybe a bit more about that idea.
Yeah, so we're like kind of getting into the inception realm now, so be prepared for it. So like we were thinking how to actually simplify it for users, because like not everyone is familiar with like staking or internet NFTs or using NFTs for anything else than transferring the picture of fancy monkey. So what we found out would be the best thing is you every time. I mean, you need to first have equipment, right? You can't connect to the internet without the actual modem or the routers. So what we came up with is you get a router from your ISP. So let's say for now, let's use K3 as because they're our partner. So you go to the K3 and you said like, okay, I want to have your internet. I want to use a 3R platform, so I'm not going to bring cash to your office, and I just need the equipment. So what they do, they take the equipment that you need, they go to your location, they install the equipment, right? Every equipment needs something at least. So they plug it in, they set up the 3R proprietary equipment, they like set up the connection to the base station, the cabling and everything. And once they are done setting up, you get an NFT. You get an NFT for equipment. So that specific NFT represents the installation of equipment at your place. So now you have equipment and you have an NFT for it. And then on the other hand, you somewhere need to get like connectivity NFTs. You either buy them from us, you buy them from your friend, you borrow them from someone, you it doesn't really matter how you get it. And once you have the like equipment NFT and then you have the connectivity NFT, you just like plug it in. You plug the NFT into some other NFT, and at that moment you get the internet.
Yeah, in a sense, how this should look like is you have your dashboard in the app where you see all your connected spots, because you maybe have one at home, maybe you have a house somewhere else, maybe you have an office. So you have those NFTs in your wallet, and the app actually reads directly what NFTs are in your wallet, and it just it draws out all the connections you have, and also gives out all the valid information that you need, like you name where what the location is and such things. And then all you need to actually do is click on that location, and just you would have a list shown of all the connectivity NFTs that you hold in your wallet. Just select one, and then you need to sign a transaction, and that's it. It should be as easy as possible.
Yeah, you actually stake NFT into another NFT.
Yeah.
This will be much easier to explain once it will be on the interface.
So we are trying to make really, really complex things as easy as possible. And we are working a lot on making it easy. We said we will be doing a lot of educational work, and that will still be needed. But if you need to educate somebody, it's really like going to person, and they need to educate themselves to be able to use the things. But if you make it easier, then nobody really needs to educate themselves, and everyone can use it, right? You do one thing for everyone. So we are for sure working on both sides.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And if I may add to that, we have published the access point operator article today on the blog. So some of the concepts that Rock mentioned here will be more clear after you read that as well. So if you read what is an access point operator, what are the nodes, how does the staking work in that, it's explained in that article fairly elaborately already. So that was written by Sandy, and he made it as easy as possible to understand, I think. It's a really good resource if you want to check. So you can find that on our blog, and you can also find it on CoinMarketCap. So if you already follow 3Year on CoinMarketCap, it's pinned there as well. If not, add 3Year to your watch list. Go to CoinMarketCap and add it to your watch list, and you'll find that article there too.
Okay, so Ruba, since we already have you here and you already started on your subject, let's have a marketing update.
Absolutely. I hope my internet is not too laggy. I don't know if it's, my internet is actually fine. I think it's something with the streaming software on my laptop that's just making it unbelievably slow, but let me know if it's too laggy. So we already teasered it. We have a big announcement. The new website is up. It's matching, reflecting our new branding. Looks really, really nice. Sandy, I don't know if you want to share your screen at some point, but otherwise go to 3air.io and check it out. Some of the biggest changes are that so obviously the branding, but then also there are some graphics that are available at first glance on the website that directly explain the ecosystem of 3Air, the business model, how it works. There you go. So here you see it. So it has our new branding. Here it's more explicative of here, what is the 3R platform, what it consists of, and then what are the partners, how are they involved, and all the features you get access to make that a bit more easier to see at a glance. Then we also explain the link to education and empowerment. I really love the elements by Laura. It's such great design that she came up with that Wanderer. And I think we should have her on an AMA to explain that also, what the new elements actually mean, because it's a very nice thought behind it. And it really reflects what 3Air's mission is. And then here you have the architecture. So you directly see how 3R works. You can dig into the image and see everything that's involved. And yeah, that's a good update because people will directly be able to understand without going into docs or white paper first. And another big update is also that the light paper is now linked to from the website. So we have a new light paper, which is lighter than the white paper, and you can directly find information about that too.
It looks great.
And we actually fixed some between when we were talking to Ralf on the website still, because we just uploaded it before. And here is, you know, the chain connectors that Ralf was telling you a bit before. So we'll be just adding new chain to our platform. And yeah, so this is actually a simplified version of the already simplified version of what we're kind of, and it looks like this. So I don't think we can make it more simple, right, Rock?
No, I spent like 4 hours making this chart, so you don't want to know how the big one looks.
Yeah,
So
so
that
I
is a
really
great-
I like the design, yeah, and that's Laura's design. So she draw out this wanderer. Yeah, it's really nice. I like it. It's far more clean than one we had before. And then you have the light paper. Hopefully it will load. And that's actually on our docs pages. So the pages and the blog were also updated. And we have a new redesigned white paper also. And we made it a bit shorter. So there were a few things that we have just now in the docs section, but we took it out from the white paper as it, the white paper is also evolving. And right now we are at the token launch, so we don't need the things that were connected to the token launch anymore in the white paper, but we'll keep them for sure also here for some history and, you know, what was done before. And yeah, that's the blog site was also a bit updated to match it. If you don't see the blog page like this, just please refresh it, because there is some story in the cookies, and just refresh it a few times and it should pop up in this design. And yeah, becoming an access point node operator. So that's the article you were talking about, right?
That's it. Yes, exactly. So it explains a lot. It explains what are ISPs, what are the end users, how does revenue sharing work, what will be technical guidelines for access point operators. It's very, very interesting. It gives us more insight than we ever had into how it will be organized on the ground. And how the bandwidth sharing will be organized. So I really recommend, if you want to learn more about it, read this article. It'll clarify a lot of questions.
There's actually a lot of questions coming up exactly on this. I think that's the most interesting part right now for the community.
Yes.
And of course, don't forget to follow us on all our platforms, and like, subscribe, and also like this video.
Thank you, Sandy.
Soon I won't have a job anymore.
Don't worry, Aruba.
Okay, I'm just going to continue giving you a little update of what's coming up next, because we have quite a few events planned. So we have tomorrow, we have 3 events coming up. One is the AMA with blockchain backup. So join that. You will find these links in our Telegram channel and the announcements, and also on Twitter. Then the Solve protocol AMA that was moved from last week to this week because of Discord's technical issues that they had last week. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. UTC, Sandy is going to be on the Solve Protocol Discord channel, and it's going to be a really good AMA. They have very good questions. And then we have at 3 p.m. UTC tomorrow, Sandy is going again on something. We're sending Sandy everywhere. He's going to be on the CV Labs Twitter space. So that's hosted on the CV Labs account themselves with Gideon Greaves, who was here with us last week, the managing director of CV Labs Africa, and Daniel Kimoto of the Silo blockchain protocol. So that's going to be really interesting, also about transforming traditional industries with blockchain. And that's on the CV Labs Twitter, so join there to not miss that. And then that's it for tomorrow. Then the next one is on Saturday at 9:30 a.m. UTC. It's an AMA with Crypto Blade chat. So that's also on Telegram. You can join there. You'll find the link to that in the announcement channel. And then for those who are offline, 3R is going to be at CV Summit next week in Zug in Switzerland. So if you're going to CV Summit, it's a really good place to go. It's like the meet and greet of everybody in crypto. So we're going to have our own stand there. You can join on the 14th and 15th of September if you still get tickets, or if you're going there. It's in the theater casino.
Somebody needs tickets. Just let us know. We still have a few tickets.
Yes.
We're all going to Switzerland.
We're all jumping on the train now.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so that's the update on the marketing side. We're really excited for the IDO sale that's coming up, which will be announced on the channels. So keep an eye out for that if you missed the other pre-sales. And yeah, we're going full speed ahead into our token launch.
Yeah.
Where are the KOLs?
Where are the KOLs?
Yeah.
So generally, KOLs live all across the world. No, I'm joking. We have a bunch of KOLs who are going to, who are really interested in hosting about 3 years. So we're working things out with them, and then we're going to have them post to their communities as well.
Okay, some other questions, Sandy?
Not right now.
Thank you very much, Ruba. Thank you for the update. But now you are on, Sandy. Will you give us a little market update? Because you always do, and we really want it this time too.
To be honest, I didn't follow up a lot. I just didn't have the time. Literally, me and Rock, when you were talking, me and Rock, we are working in the background, just chatting on Telegram and exchanging some. And I think Rock just pushed another update, and yeah, it's literally crazy right now. So I'm not following really closely what's happening with the markets, but of course I saw yesterday's dump. Yeah, it's right now it's not looking too good, to be honest. So I cannot lie. Things didn't go till now in the direction that we actually wanted, right? So they went in the other direction. But there are some things on the macroeconomic perspective that might maybe turn. So what actually happened is that the everything is bound to the US, right? And what the dollar does and what the Fed do. And they were saying we'll be raking up the interest rates just because we have a really strong economy still. The labor market is really strong and everything, and we can do it, and nobody will really get hurt a lot and so on. But right now the reports came out that the unemployment is rising really, really fast. And, and it's not something that we should be really, happy about, but the markets will probably react positively to this, just because if the if the unemployment rises, they will not be raising too much the interest rates, because then they are crashing and killing the economy even more, and then there are even less jobs available. So let's see. It doesn't look like they really can go on at the pace that they were doing till now this year. Else, everything is gonna go to hell. I think it really doesn't look good. So they can literally crash the economy if they follow the path that they're on right now. So, and there are some crazy things going on. I don't think that there will ever macroeconomic situation as it is right now, and yeah, in a sense, it's really scary. In a sense, it's interesting, but for now, nothing good came out. And I do think it started with the lockdowns because of COVID and all the money printing, and we are now paying the price for it. But it probably even started way before. It got exaggerated really. So we are still waiting for the CPI numbers to come out. That's going to be next week, so on Wednesday, and then the next week. Will actually be on the 21st. No, it's not next week. Is yeah. So the week after, it's gonna be one day before our token launch, and the Fed meeting is there, and that one will then decide what's gonna happen. And I would say if the interest rates go up by less than 75 basis points, then we'll be good. Then we'll be good. The markets will rally. Of course, it takes also some time for the markets to kind of turn and to everyone to get back. So what we will not have is like 100 or 200 or 500 X's. Some projects are doing a token launch. It's just not the market right now that we could do something like that. But we will have a good launch. And what we actually have, we are starting at the bottom. So we'll be riding out the whole bull market that's coming, and a bull market is for sure coming. So else the sentiment went even a bit down. I think we're at 22 right now. The altcoin season went still up. I think the altcoin season is really being driven right now by two big projects. So one is Ethereum, and the other one is Cardano. Cardano is actually having their vassal hard fork on the 22nd, so on the same day as we have our token launch. Interesting. And yeah, that's it. So right now, nothing really that we could say for sure. I think those are really the times to wait it out a bit. And I don't think anyone can make any predictions. Although it's really hard ever to make predictions, but right now it's even harder. So it's in the stars.
It is written in the stars. Joga had a question. What will the idle price be?
Yeah, your price is $0.065, so 6.5 cents.
Okay. Richard asked a question, when will be 1 year of AMA? And I did check right now in between, and I think that the first one was on October 27th, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so we have a month and a half to go.
Yes. So Richard, that is the answer. Okay. Do we need to say anything else? We did this AMA a little longer, but with a reason. It was so interesting, and so many things were being said and explained. Thank you very much, all three of you, and of course, our special guest. It was a really nice AMA. I did enjoy it. How about you?
It was really nice.
I always enjoy our AMAs.
That's great. And I hope our participants do too, and members of our communities. Let's invite you again. If you're not yet subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do. You can also like I said, Sandi said, this video, and of course follow us on our social networks. And please be a part of our communities on Twitter, on Discord, and on Telegram. We are there all the time for you. And we will be here next Wednesday in this live AMA at 5 p.m. Central European Time. And we are also doing Twitter Spaces, right, Ruba?
Yes, we are. We're going to announce the guest for that.
Okay. So let's do this finish up. Thank you very much for being with us. Thank you all for listening and staying till the end. And stay tuned. Bye-bye.
Either way, now it's every day is something happening. You can find us every day on the one AMA kind of.
Yes,
exactly.
they're live all the time. So yes, do follow that too. Thank you.